Hello, welcome to Tea with the President, a special Sunday night 30 minutes where I get to sit down with President Naokimi and talk about the week and, what happened last week and what's coming up this week. And, sip some tea, maybe spill some tea. We got our teacups here. How's it going, President Naokimi?
Yeah, good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
It's a good time to always check in and share about the week.
Yeah, so if you're joining us for the first time, this is a casual conversation, and if you have a question for either President Naokimi or myself, please feel free to put them in the comments. Yeah, exactly. So
it's exactly what she said.
Yes, just like that. What, President Naokimi, was a highlight of this week?
This week, well, I would say, I think last time I also mentioned what I was looking forward to was having a day off on Monday.
Oh, right, because it was July 4th observed.
That's right.
Gosh, that was 4th. This week.
That was this week. And so, yeah, as planned, I was able to kind of review my second quarter of the year, which I tend to like to do every quarter and set some goals for the next quarter. So, yeah, I was excited to have that time. Also, I had promised my daughter that after school ended, I would go and we'd go together and get some earrings for her. The clip-on type. I told her if she wants piercing, she needs to be 18. So.
Wow.
So we went there. So that, yeah. Actually, I don't know what. I think I said 18. Anyway, but then I think my wife might have. I think my daughter said, "But Mama said 16." Anyway, we still need to.
You need
decide.
To kind of come to a consensus.
We have to negotiate, but
yeah.
So that was good. And also on Wednesday we had a headquarters outing.
Yeah.
You were there too.
Yeah, we saw each other in person this week.
Yes, in the flesh. So that was nice. I mean, it's been a while since we had that outing. That's one of the few things I could get my family to attend. That's somewhat church related. So I was grateful that they attended. I had to kind of drag my son, but my wife was, open and willing to attend, and even took off a day of work to be able to attend. So I was grateful for that.
Yeah.
So those were some of my highlights this week.
Yeah. What kind of earrings did you get with your daughter?
She chose out a bunch of different kinds.
Okay.
So yeah, I can't. One was like a long leafy type, with multiple leaves, and then one was like a cluster flower with a black rose in the middle. And anyway, I just said just pick some, and they had a buy 3 get 3 free. So I was like,
nice.
Okay, you can get 6.
Wow.
I was splurging her that day, but she did finish her grade, so I figured do something for her.
After kind of an interesting year, right?
Yeah, it was a pretty stressful year for school for her. She definitely prefers more human interaction, so her grades suffered a bit this year, but we try to support her through that.
What grade is she in?
She just finished 7th grade.
Oh.
Yeah, so she's going into 8th.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the headquarters picnic as well. Yeah, just so nice to see all these people in person. Yeah, I think I didn't realize how much I like the people. Well, I mean, it's not that I don't know that I like the people that I work with, but it was like a reminder that I like the people that I work with.
Yeah.
And that I really missed kind of seeing them and being in person. So, yeah. That was nice. And there was a pool. So
Yeah, the pool. The pool
yeah.
was really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend going back to that location,
Mhm.
as opposed to our previous location, which was
Yeah.
Wawayanda Park. I really like this one because of the pool. The
Mm.
pool was nice.
Yeah, I like Wawayanda Park as well, but this was, yeah, it was, I think, especially great for families. We kind of had our barbecue. It was a hot day, and naturally the crowd kind of thinned after a couple of hours because everybody went to the pool.
Yeah.
And then that was nice too, because you could kind of do your own thing, splash around, cluster a little bit, but then like find other clusters, and it was very like a natural way
It was
to.
very casual. That's what I really liked about it. So there was no, yeah, it was very, like, I felt comfortable. Like we could definitely go back and it wouldn't be an issue for my family or anything like that. So.
Yeah. There were a couple of people that I kind of felt bad. Like I saw them at the picnic, but didn't immediately go say hi. And then they disappeared to the pool with their families. And then, but I found them later and kind of sat down and had like a little catch up. But like we were, partway in the pool while the kids were swimming. So that was also really great. And then a lot more people came up to me and talked to me about Tea with the President.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, like 4 or 5 people.
Huh. I'm curious.
Yeah.
What did they say, Yoshie?
They were just like, "Oh, hi, how are you? I see you on Tea with the President." But they're all
interesting.
First generation older
people.
Oh,
I see.
or like spouses of coworkers. So yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, hey, it's getting out there, I guess.
Yeah. Were there other highlights from?
Well, I guess there's one more, but it's still a little pending. But I'll just say, with that, this is just an initial potential possibility, but something I was excited about. I am excited about, and that is I talked with Dr. Noda. Now that I completed my master's degree, I was thinking, what's next? And
as if you don't have like enough on your plate already.
Well, now that I have an open space, a few hours in my schedule, I need to fill it with something.
Right.
Yeah, the thought occurred, and I've had this thought from before, but I felt like, hey, what if I could actually teach a class at UTS on coaching? It'd be a win-win because it would attract more students to UTS, and it's a very defined structure. If I prepare it well, then it's just a couple hours a week, and at the same time, we can train a whole generation of UTS graduates or UTS students to have a very valuable skill that they can use for the rest of their career. So yeah, I was like, that would be really cool. So I started that conversation. Definitely needs a bit more negotiation to make it work. But anyway, that was one thing that was exciting.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Is that, I know that you kind of dropped hints about coaching during the sermon today too. Was that kind of part of that? Or
that is part of it. I'm planting seeds here and there just to kind of get everyone ready for what's to come. But if this happens, I mean, to me, this would be a game changer. And one person commented, I guess it was Mickey. He commented on live that he didn't know much about it, but he felt like this could be a game changer, and that's exactly how I feel about it. So,
except you know a little bit more about it.
I know a lot bit more about it.
And it is a game changer.
So that's the one thing I'm excited about. Again, it's very preliminary in stages, but if and when it happens, I think it will be huge.
Great. So your highlights, you had a day off on Monday. We had the headquarters picnic. You went earring shopping with your daughter,
Yeah.
which sounds wonderful. And maybe possibly we'll be teaching a course at UTS on coaching training.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
Wow. That's a lot of highlights.
Week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a good week in that sense. Yeah.
So what was challenging about this last week?
Well, yeah, I was really thinking like what to share about this, because it's still very fresh, or very recent, but anyway, yeah, I think my father had a stroke yesterday, so it was yeah, I mean, I was doing the dishes in the morning, and my mom came up. We live together, but they have a separate kind of basement space, with a separate 1 bedroom and kitchenette and things like that. And so she said that he wasn't able to get up, and so I went down and checked, and we had to call in an ambulance and kind of get him to the hospital. He's actually had a stroke before, about 9 years ago, and he had recovered fully from that time, and they've been careful with the diet and all this kind of stuff, but yeah, so that kind of that was kind of spent the whole day on Saturday kind of with him in the hospital, and we kind of visited again today. So it's day by day. I'm getting updates from the doctors, but this time it seems pretty serious. He's not able to speak, and his whole right side is not mobile. He can't really move. So, and just earlier this week, on Monday, I had, I was out having taking him out for lunch, talking and stuff. So, yeah, still very. I'm processing. I don't even know how to really process it, what's going on. I mean, just what happened,
Yeah.
And, so that happened, and that's still a challenge. It's not this challenge for this week, but I think it's just hard to because there's so many uncertainties. It's hard to even focus or plan, because there's so much things that I don't know of how this is going to affect. Just me, my family, my parents, so that's all happening as we speak right now. So
that's yesterday. It's hard to
happening.
know anything at this point also, right?
So that I don't want to get everyone heavy on this. I'm still processing it myself, but I just felt like I couldn't remain authentic if I didn't say what's on my mind. So I just felt I should share it, since it is tea with the president. So whatever is happening, you get the
you get the real thing here.
You get the real thing here. So
sorry, it's a little not
Anyway, humor is a good way to process. It's one way to process struggle and pain and stuff like that. So but that is what's real and what's happening right now.
It's hard to respond to that also. I'm sorry that that's what's happening. And prayers to your family for sure. I
saw my sister also. She came to visit, and she was taking it a bit hard. I think people take it differently, and I don't know, maybe as guys we're trained, or I don't know if it's just nature, but we just take it as it is and kind of think of the practical next steps, kind of thing like that.
One foot in front of the other.
I don't know if I'm in self-denial and I'm not really engaging my emotions fully yet, but definitely there's a part of me is processing, behind the practical side of what I need to prepare. So, yep, that's there.
Wow. The fact that you even gave a sermon.
Yeah, that was hard. That was hard because all day Saturday, kind of working on that, and then having to prepare a sermon that was definitely a challenge. Yeah. Thank goodness for Tal. She prepares most of my slides, so I still prepare the content, but she prepares the slides.
Yeah. Well, that's a doozy of a week. Yeah, that's a challenge if I ever heard one. Yes. What?
Yeah, how do you continue after that, right?
I know. How do you move the program along?
Thanks for being a co-host on Tea with the President, Yoshie.
Well, thank you for, giving us the truth, President Naokimi. Yeah.
It came up right before this. I had a District 14 South meetup. Every week I meet with a different community or a different district. And Mark Tengen was saying how he appreciated that, when he sees me on National Climbing Service, when he meets me personally, when I'm in other meetings, he just appreciates that I'm pretty much the same.
Yeah, right.
And I remember early on in life, I realized I'm really bad at lying, so might as well just be me.
No, I appreciate that about you too.
Like, it takes too much brain power to change personalities for different people. Right. So I just be me, and I don't have to worry about it.
I think I really saw it when you were in charge of mobilization for Clifton Family Church during the December 28th rally. It
was 2019 fall. Yeah. So almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So a year and a half.
Yeah, because what I felt from you then was this is a challenging thing that I usually, it's not in my nature to do, let alone lead. And so I have to find the reason why I'm authentically enthusiastic to do this. And yes, you don't lie. Yeah,
that was a struggle. That was the last thing I wanted to do, was mobilize for an event. But the one thing that time that I could get excited about was to the training and raising up of the team and their ability to organize and communicate. We're talking about 90% Japanese moms who can barely open their phones, and to be able to invest in them and teach them how to use Google Docs and to report, and
that's important.
To see their growth and development, and kind of, that was one thing that I focused in on as what kept me excited about that mobilization. Yeah, and Takami-san was there. He really helped. He was my buddy. We would drive everywhere together.
Yeah. So we have a couple of comments from the audience. Ecuador says, sorry to hear about your dad. We put him in our prayers.
Thank you.
Elio says, I know your dad well. Thanks for reporting that. Marie Bond says, thank you for sharing with us about your father. We'll absolutely keep him in our prayers. And by the way, today's sermon was one of my favorites. Thanks.
Thanks, Marie.
And Jaehyuk says, I will pray for your family and America. We have like hearts coming in.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate that.
Okay, so then on that note, what kind of key developments happened this last week?
Yeah, well, this week, some developments. I announced a financial restructuring for HSA National to really make a sustainable model going for the future. And this Tuesday, I met with two of the sub-regional directors to really go through the details of how that would affect their local church and their sub-region, and how it would really strengthen their sub-regional budget and so on and so forth. So that started this week on Tuesday. So sub-region 4 and 5, I met with them, and this coming week I plan to meet with sub-region 2 and 3. So this is one of the things I really wanted to do from the beginning. Like I felt, even from 10 years ago when I was working under Eric Holt, I was an assistant controller, so I had a chance to have a glimpse at the headquarters finances. And even from back then, I was like, this is not a sustainable model, because the headquarters was too dependent on the businesses. And there was no sense of relations or financial accountability with the field. So anyway, I'm really feel like this is a very significant and almost like a legacy piece, I feel. And so I was glad that I started that substantially with the sub-regions this past week, and this week I'm planning to do that with the other two sub-regions. So to me that's a really significant development. And also not so important, but it did take a lot of my time. So I guess it should be important. But anyway, there's this international headquarters report that was requested from 2020. So January through December of 2020. And of course, I wasn't the president for 80% of that year, but I'm so responsible to report. So recently they've been really pushing for having that report. It was, 2020 was an odd year. Like we didn't have in-person service. It's hard to track, but anyway, they need the numbers of how many members and how many attended service and things like that. So together with Reverend Rendell's help, I want to give him credit because he does a lot of the behind the scenes work. I was able to prepare a report, and I sent it to international headquarters. So we are officially complete in reporting our 2020 report.
Yay.
All the things you have to do as president, including reports.
I guess no matter how high up the ladder, you don't get away from the reports.
Yeah, I'm sure international has to report to mother, so everyone's got to report.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the sermon a little bit.
Okay.
If you're watching for the first time, President Naokimi reads all the comments on Facebook after he's given his sermon, and he highlights his favorite ones so we get a chance to talk about it on Tea with the President. So let's see. Marie Bond, who is watching now also, said, my first encounter...
she gets a lot of the highlighted folks, so good job, Marie. I like your comments.
We like your comments.
Yeah.
My first encounter with God was when I told him there is no meaning for my life unless I do something for him. Since then, I felt God's presence in my life.
Yeah, I felt like that really resonated. This simple, pure, filial heart towards God. And I feel like if you can taste that, it really is transformative.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was expressed well with Marie.
Yeah. She says thank you in the comments. Yasutaka says, that was a great blessing education point. The blessing isn't about creating happy families externally, but in line with God's purpose of peace building.
Yeah, it was interesting. When I was preparing for the sermon, I originally had great families, like build a brand around great families. But then as I was talking with Hall, she was saying like, yeah, I don't know if we can say we have great families, and then I realized really what makes us special in our core brand is that we are blessed families. And blessed family doesn't mean that it's always happy or it's always successful or it's or even that it's great, but from one perspective. But the fact that it's a blessed couple, it's connected to, restoring God's lineage. It's connected to God's providence. It's connected to, God's intention for our families, and that's what makes it special. So I think our core brand really does need to stay as, blessed couples, blessed families. This is our brand, and so we went back to that.
Great. Okay, next comment is by me.
Yoshie, you made it this week again.
I like this point that Mikito made. You use your talents to contribute to the community, but it's through that offering that a lot of blessings come to you. Your own offering can end up being your saving grace.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. When you're able to offer your talents for your community, it is the most fulfilling thing.
Yeah.
Because it's your gift, it's something you enjoy doing, and it's impacting others in a positive way. I mean, there's no better, combination.
Yeah.
So I just want to encourage everyone to do that and do it like joyfully, because it's not just good for the community, it's really good for you.
Yeah, just energy, building on energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good positive energy.
And Marie again said, to love and to be loved, that's what matters most.
Yes. Simply and elegantly stated.
Yeah.
I know that's not an original quote. It's from somewhere, but still, it was perfect for the sermon.
Right.
And and also it's connected to today's morning devotion. For those who didn't miss it, here's a plug-in. Join every morning at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, edu.familyfed.org.
Yes, and live here on Facebook.
That's right, to get your dose of scriptures on true love.
And then Dennis Manor said, wow, a beautiful song performed by a wonderful father and daughter.
Yeah. That is one of the fastest ways to get me to tear up, is anything related to father-daughter stuff. So.
Now we know.
Yeah, you can't get me to cry. In most cases, really, nothing gets me as quickly as father-daughter stuff.
So that musical performance at the end really got you.
It was, just beautiful.
They were, beautiful. It was really amazing.
Yeah. And the content of the song was also really touching too. Yeah,
really well done. Okay, so that is all of the comments that you have highlighted. What are you looking forward to this week?
This week's a little bit odd. I mean, I mentioned it earlier, but because there's a few things in limbo with my father's situation, I'm not sure exactly how things are going to turn out. So I think the one thing I'm looking forward to is just having more clarity around what's needed to move forward and
Mm.
to get to a space that's a little bit more settled. So yeah, that's, I think, the only thing that I
Yeah.
can say about that.
Yeah. Yes. Well, I hope that you get that, and yes, that he recovers, and yeah, that you have support and that your family digests, moves forward. Yes. Yes. And of course, we're all praying for your father.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Yoshie. Thank you, everyone, for listening today. Yeah, I appreciate the comments and the support that was shared. So.
Okay, so on that note, we are exactly out of time. So I think that we can let you go for the evening. Thank you for joining us, President Naokimi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, as always, Yoshie.
Mm-hmm. And thank you all for joining in. Please feel free to like, comment, share, and we will see you again next week. God bless you.
God bless you, everyone. Take care.
Bye.